Welcome to White Hat Ways. In this video, we'll be learning about target ROAS. Target ROAS is also known as target return on ad spend. That is the full form of ROAS, return on ad spend. Now, this is another kind of bidding strategy which considers conversion value to be of utmost importance. So whichever are the bidding strategies that we have seen as of now, including target CPA, they do not account for the conversion value. They do not consider conversion value to be of any importance. However, target ROAS considers the conversion value also to be one of the important criteria. Now, as you all know that in any bidding strategy, you hand over the reins in the hands of Google to bid on the keywords chosen by you and to bring you the conversions. Now, who is spending the money on your behalf? It is Google who is spending the money on your behalf. Since you have handed all the reins in the hand of Google to spend it, but spend it on those clicks which Google presumes can bring you conversions. However, in this particular bidding strategy, you are not only asking Google to bring you the conversions, you are also asking Google to bring you those conversions which have a good amount of value, so that it brings you that percentage of the returns which you are specifying through the medium of target ROAS bidding strategy. So basically, you are asking Google to spend the money on your behalf, however, to spend it in such a manner that it brings returns also, maybe 200%, maybe 300% upon whatever it is spending on your behalf. Now, for this particular bidding strategy, conversion value plays an utmost importance, as I have already told you. The value of a product getting sold off is equally important in this case, so that you also get to have returns upon whatever you are spending. So the basic criteria is to focus upon the returns, the profits, the revenue which you might be earning out of Google spending your money. Now, for this particular bidding strategy, for all the obvious reasons, you need to have a conversion tracking installed in your campaign. And as per Google, you need to have 15 conversions in the last 30 days for this bidding strategy to run. However, as I have specified in the last video, which is that of target CPA, 15 is a very minimal amount. You need to have at least 70 to 80 conversions in a month, so that you can actually run this kind of a bidding strategy, so that Google's algorithm gets smarter. Google is not a human being to predict who would actually convert and who would not, and what is the conversion for you. So you need to feed in that particular algorithm with what your conversions are, what they look like, and who are the people who are getting converted through this conversion data, so that Google can get smarter and they can focus all these people who are getting converted and the similar people and the lookalike people carrying those kind of traits. So conversion tracking plays a huge importance in this particular bidding strategy. You need to have it intact, up and running in your campaign, plus you have to have 15 conversions in the last 30 days. So with target ROAS, what are you basically specifying it to Google? You are basically specifying that I need to have this much percentage of returns from you. You might go ahead and spend the money, but get me this much percentage of return. Now, for this, I have already told you, you have to have conversions data intact, so that Google can get smarter and get you those kind of conversions from similar people who have already gotten converted in the past. However, you might ask me that if ever it is bringing me the results and returns for me, then why not I should specify 1000% returns? Why should I be only focusing upon 200% returns? No, you cannot go ahead with a 1000% return. You have to be realistic in this case. If you give that exaggerated the numbers or the percentages of returns which you expect from Google, the algorithm will be getting scared, and what will happen? It might push the bids down. Eventually the campaign might suffocate and it might even die. So you have to be realistic. Don't give the exaggerated numbers while specifying your target ROAS. You should be realistic. Now let's go ahead and move to the slides and see what is the objective of this particular bidding strategy. The objective of target ROAS is if you are tracking more than one conversion action and each conversion action has a different value to your company, targeting ROAS will aim to bid biased on how much return you make on your advertising dollars. Which means, let's suppose you have a website which has all kinds of products. Maybe you have $10 products and at the same time you also have $100 products. So what Google is going to do is that it will treat both the products differently and would try ahead and try to bid differently for both the kind of products. It might bid differently for a $100 product and it might raise the bids for such a product in comparison to a $10 product, wherein it might go ahead and bid low. It would simultaneously go ahead and seek conversions for both the kind of products. However, the bidding for both the products would be different. For a $100 product, it would be raised bidding, and a $10 product, it might be a low bidding. So what is the formula of ROAS? It is total conversion value divided by the ad spent or cost. So whatever is the conversion value of the product divided by whatever it has spent in selling it. Now how it works? It works like this. So Google will predict which click will convert and how much those conversions would be worth to you. So as I have told you, Google is going to bring you conversions at any cost. It will try to maximize the conversions as possible. However, it would bid differently for different conversion value products. For a $100 product, it will be different. For a $10 product, it might be low and it is different. So you tell Google which conversion is worth when you set up the conversion tracking. So at the time of conversion tracking, we only would be feeding Google with what the conversion value of this particular product is. We have not learned conversion tracking at all, how to set up the conversions, which we are going to do in the next coming videos. However, as of now, please understand that at the time of setting up the conversions, which we do it under tools, we would be going ahead and setting up the conversions for different products, and we would be telling their conversion values there, so that Google has a fair idea that this is supposedly the conversion value of this particular product, and I have to bid till this point to get you the returns which you have specified through the mode of target ROAS. You must have conversion values configured. So conversion tracking, as I have reiterated time and again, conversion tracking is a must for this particular bidding strategy. Now let's move on to the next slide. So what it says, the more conversions you have in your account, the better this automated bidding strategy would work. What it means is that the more the number of conversions that you have already in your particular account, the better it is, the smarter would the algorithm become. Viewing those past conversions, it would be able to predict in a better manner which kind of people are getting converted, so that it can again target similar kind of people, lookalike kind of people, and get you the conversions. So it is going to basically target such people who carry such traits, whose surfing habits, whose buying habits are alike to the previous ones, and it might go ahead and function better. It will become smarter. So what it says is campaigns using target ROAS need to have at least 15 conversions in the last 30 days, and conversion values need to be consistent within a range of for a few days. So 15 conversions in the last 30 days is a mandate for this kind of a bidding strategy. In case it is difficult to get such conversions, you are finding it difficult to get these kind of conversions, you might go ahead and target micro conversions. As I have already told you in the previous video of target CPA, what are micro conversions? Micro conversions are those conversions which eventually lead to a macro conversion. These conversions are not directly resulting in a revenue to you, however they are assisting you with gaining the revenue. So what are the examples of micro conversions? The micro conversions could be filling up of a lead form, somebody scrolling down the page. What does that mean? It implies that person is interested enough to read my content. Somebody going from one page to another page in one particular session. What does that imply? It implies that somebody is quite engaged and he is relishing my content. Somebody clicking on a particular button, which is like a maybe a button for a video, for viewing a video. What does that reflect? It reflects somewhere down the line that the person is interested in the content. So all these are micro conversions. So initially when you are not getting macro conversions, which are obviously very difficult to get, somebody buying the product is difficult, but somebody scrolling down the page or moving from one page to another page, or maybe filling up a lead form would also be a conversion in some case, and these are very much easy to achieve. So if you are not getting the macro conversions in the first instance, you might go ahead for the micro conversions, like submission of a lead form. So eventually 10 lead forms getting filled, eventually you might get at least one sales or a one macro conversion. So if you are not getting these 15 conversions in the last 30 days for using the macro conversions, which is sales of a product, you might go ahead and configure micro conversions to begin with. So if a keyword in your campaign is very highly converting, Google might push its bids up as it contributes towards achieving your target return on ad spend. So any keyword which is doing pretty well, which is bringing you many conversions, Google would push its bid up, and which is viable also. Why? Because that is a highly converting keyword. So though it might be a very expensive keyword, however this keyword is a very good keyword. Why? Because it is bringing you the conversions. So Google might go ahead and push its bid up as it contributes towards your target return on ad spend, because it is contributing towards your revenue, towards your sale, towards your ultimate goal of conversion, which is gaining the revenue or the profits. So that is why Google might go ahead and push its bid up, and which is a very viable thing. Now moving on to the third slide of target ROAS. We have actually covered this particular content, however just for the reiteration purpose. In this strategy, you are basically setting up a percentage of return you wish to get from Google Ads. So as I have already told you, you would be actually going ahead and telling Google that I need to have 200% return on my ad spend. So you are spending the money, however, get me 200% returns. So, and we have discussed it all in the previous slides. Now, what are the downsides of this particular bidding strategy? Let's see the downsides or the shortfalls or the shortcomings. So you need to have conversion value set up and a conversion tracking well in place. We have discussed it time and again that conversion value is of utmost importance in this particular bidding strategy. If the conversion value is not set for each and every product, this strategy might fail. Conversion tracking as it is mandatory. 15 conversions in the last 30 days is a prerequisite, though it is a very minimal amount. The Google's algorithm might not become that smarter and bring you great sales with this particular thing. However, you can go ahead with 15 conversions in the last 30 days to become eligible for target ROAS. Otherwise, it would not even run. So, it is not very effective with few conversions, as I have already told you. It is not that effective if you are feeding it with a few conversions. Why? Because the algorithm would not get smarter enough. It would not have data to rely upon. It would not know who are the people who can get converted. It would not know what are the conversions like, what are the traits of the people who would get converted. So for Google to run and function properly with this particular bidding strategy, you have to feed it with a good amount of conversion data. Now this good amount of conversion data you might have achieved through running manual CPC, as we have already discussed this bidding strategy in the past, or you might have run maximize clicks, either of the two. But for any automated bidding strategy, not even this one, even for target CPA, you need to have a good amount of conversion data. So initial stages of your campaign taking off, while you're just starting off with the campaign, you might not go ahead with this particular bidding strategy. You will have to come to this bidding strategy later on, while your campaign has already taken off, with one of those bidding strategies like manual cost per click or maximize clicks. Now, coming to the last portion of the slide, be realistic when telling Google about how much percentage of returns you are seeking. If you are saying 1000% returns on ad spend to Google, Google would be too scared to push the bids up. If you are asking Google to give a 1000% return, which is absolutely unrealistic a figure, Google would be scared that it has to bring the return also to you. Returns do not only take revenue or the conversion value into account, they also take costs into account. So what would eventually happen is that Google might constrain itself to push the bids up, since you have given an unrealistic figure which is 1000%. So it might constrain itself to push the bids up in order to achieve this particular number, and eventually what will happen is that it will feel suffocated, since it would not be able to bid on the expensive keywords to get you the returns. Eventually what will happen is that it will slow down, it will halt, and it will die. So it is always recommended to give Google a genuine figure as far as target return on ad spends go. Now, a lot of times people confuse target ROAS with ROI. ROAS and ROI are totally different concepts. ROAS is return on ad spend. It is only accounting for ad spend and no other expenses. However, ROI is return on investment, which is accounting or taking into consideration various other expenses like business expenses, commissions, shipping costs, rent, salaries, maybe electricity expenses, water expenses, lot of other expenses might be taken into consideration by return on investment. However, they play no role in ROAS, because ROAS only considers returns on ad spend. Google is only aware of our ad spend, as Google is the only one who is spending the money on our behalf. It is the only one who, through this automated bidding strategy, is bidding on our behalf and knows what our spends are per click, because it is the only one who is deciding which click is worth it, and thereby it is going ahead and spending it also. So Google cannot be held accountable for return on investment. Return on investment is a huge term which takes into consideration various other kinds of expenses which are not even known to Google or fed in Google. And these could be business expenses, salaries, maybe rent, maybe electricity expenses, and varied other expenses as well. So, return on ad spend should not be confused with ROI. Return on investment takes into consideration lots of other expenses. So, the formula for ROI is revenue minus cost oblique cost. However, in our case, since we are learning target ROAS, which is target return on ad spend, the formula for this particular thing would be returns, which is revenue, divided by cost of ad spend. It could either be said as conversion value. Why conversion value? Because conversion value is going to get reflected in the Google's dashboard. Once we go ahead and see the Google's dashboard, it will be conversion value that we'll get to see. So conversion value divided by cost of ads is the formula for ROAS, return on ad spend. So it should not be confused with ROI. ROI is a totally different concept. It is a vast concept. ROAS is not all that vast. It only and only considers advertising expenses, nothing else. We are not feeding any other data pertaining to rent, shipping cost and all that in Google. So both the things are not to be confused at all. They are totally different from each other. Okay, so let's move to the account and set this target ROAS as the bidding for this particular campaign. The name of the campaign here is India Bulls. All I have to do is I'll click on settings. I'll click over here under campaign settings, and now I will go down. As you can see, the bidding is set to manual CPC. I will go here and I'll change bid strategy to target ROAS from manual CPC. As has already been told that in the initial stages of your campaign, starting off, you anyways since do not have the conversion data, manual CPC is one option that you can go ahead with. However, later on, once you have the ample amount of conversions, you might go ahead with the target ROAS. So now I will just put 200%, which means that over my spends I require at least 200% returns, and this is what I am asking Google to accomplish. Now when I click on save, it will not allow me. Why? Because as of now I do not have the conversions reflecting in my account, and that is what it is saying. To use selected bid strategy, you will need more conversions. So I need to have ample amount of conversions, at least 15 conversions in the last 30 days for me to become eligible for target ROAS and opt for this particular bidding strategy. However, this is how you would actually go ahead and set target ROAS in your campaign. So with this, I end up this lecture on target ROAS. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Do subscribe to my channel, White Hat Ways. Thank you.